You're watching The Breakdown on PBN.
Welcome back to another episode of The Breakdown. I'm Brady Nickel, and in this episode, we're talking about next-gen paintballs, event number 1 happening at the ranch in just over a week. And guys, you know what that means. We're heading into practice weekend, which means you need the most knowledge you can get going into practice this weekend. Now, we've covered every part of this layout on this video. However, if you want an hour's worth of extra content on this video before practice weekend, head over to PBN and sign up for a Pit Crew membership. It's all there right now. Head over there, sign up. If you want to wait until Monday, that's fine. You're just not going to get it before you go to practice this weekend. However, if you are playing this event, I can't wait to see you guys here in just a week, because we are going to be broadcasting this event over on Next Gen Paintball's YouTube and on our PBN YouTube. So I look forward to that, hanging out with Mark Scheibeter, some of the other guests that we usually have on the cast, and it's going to be a fun year, guys. We've got a lot in store. Can't wait. Without further ado, though, let's hop into the video. So if we assume our snake runner is going in here, and our D runner is going to go into D1, what does that leave us? It kind of, the back line is actually more forward than we've seen in a lot of layouts. So it gets a little more compressed as we get towards the center of the field, which I think that's going to open up for a lot of shots on the breakout to get some of those early eliminations. So we can assume somebody will probably go home. And I mean, for this first example, let's just assume we're going to fill the back line. So Turret and Cobra, support players on each side. So your Snake 2. Now, don't confuse S2 with the S2 bunker. Don't do that. But I'm saying your Snake 2 meaning your Snake support player, and then your D2. Okay, so let's assume that's the role that we're taking up here. Okay, so let's get rid of that, and let's jump in and kind of look at what these lanes will look like. So I think first thing, let's look at who might be the shooter for this example. And so if we are in this view, we're sending a guy to the corner. He may be running and gunning, but more likely that our home player may be shooting the snake runner. So let's look at that possibility first. And we got to get down to an accurate height here, so we're not 7 feet tall. So I think what might be just kind of what I'm observing here is over the top of this brick. So we're looking for a lob shot. It's going to be a blind shot, but to hit that gap, because you can see right here is the entrance to the snake. So that even might be a little bit, because the snake is so far forward, that might be shooting over the top, but it's, I want to consider that option first. Because if you're looking right here, oh, hold on. If you're looking right here, you're not going to hit that snake runner. They're going to be past that in half a second. So we're gonna be looking somewhere in this area. So you might be able to gun that, and that might mean taking a knee here at the start box and shooting that gap. Oop, behind the start box. Everything's moving super slow. So unless you're taking a lot of heat in the back center, it's going to look something like shooting this little gap right here. Now let's take a look at the Dorito side. The Dorito side's a little more open, I think, than shooting the snake side. So you might get a kill kind of shooting in this zone here. Other than that, that's about all you got. I mean, there's the obvious, right? So we have that right there, but that's such a sliver to try to shoot somebody through. However, kind of like what we talked about with the castle, the big brick, it's not too far off base to consider shooting over the top of these juice box and hitting somebody on the run. So as the runner, if you're going to the Dorito corner, consider going in super low. And I would not be standing up the whole way there. Now, if you're going to the money, you might be able to run and gun and shoot that snake runner on a breakout shot as you're coming out, because you open this gap up on the other side of the money, right? So let's look at that from the top and try to get a bead on what that looks like. So if you are going here, that's what I'm suggesting. As you break out from the center, this whole zone through here opens up. Okay. So what that means is as you get to about right there, you can shoot this cut through here. And you have more opportunity to shoot that runner than even your home player does. Even though he gets his gun up first, it doesn't take you half a second to get out into that zone right there. So let's consider that a viable option to kill the snake on the break. Now, going back into it, let's say we're running to the Cobra. Cobra is such a long open run, and you are going to be taking more heat going to the Cobra, as will your snake runner. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, what does your outside shot look like? I won't say it's not worth it. I don't want to say that, because I do think it's key to have a support player for your snake attacker. So if you can get two bodies in here, let's take a look at that. So put one there and one there. If we can get two bodies in the snake, we're golden. But I do want to say it's a lot of risk to get two bodies out there, at least early game. So that might look something like you get somebody in the snake early, right? And your two holds back at the money. Once you get the opportunity, your two flexes out to the snake corner, and then from there they can support the first attacker. So the first attacker should be looking to move up and down the tape. Let's look at that from another angle. Let's see, where's the angle I want? Where is it? There we go. All right, so you're putting your first body right there. You're putting your second body over here. And their goal as they're coming out to the money is to shoot this cut right through here on their way out to that corner. Now, I don't care if you go out and up. Usually that's a safer route because you escape the lane of paint. Some people say, well, it's faster to go there, whatever. But if you can get out wider, is my point, and I'm kind of feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but if you can get out wider, once you cross that line, then you could shoot that gap to hopefully shoot their snake runner off the break and get that early kill. Because once you have possession of the snake and they don't, you have the advantage in the game. And then whoever your money player is can then flex out and support from here versus from right here where you're kind of stuck. Okay, so we've kind of looked at a little bit at that. Let's look at the D side a little more. Such a huge gap from the back line. I like it though, I really do. So, okay. So we are going to send our Dorito runner in diving into the D1, get him out there quick, look to bump to D2 as fast as possible. That's your goal, right? The Dorito support has two options, the way I see it. Run and gun all the way out to the corner, or go head down, and then just get out there. Sorry, I said gun down. Head should always be looking down the field. Or they can go to the juice box. So I want to look at both of those options and see what opportunities we can create just by getting into those spots. Okay, so from the turret, you can see all the way down the tape, all the way down to their corner. It's so if somebody is holding your attacker from getting down the tape, this gives you an opportunity to put them in back in their bunker, and kind of slingshot your first attacker around down the tape side. Setting up our positioning like this, meaning our first attackers are going here. And here. Our second attackers are here and there. And our third attacker is right there. Our second attacker on the snake side is going to be shooting that cut that we talked about earlier. Right, so you can shoot it that way, you can shoot it from there. You're running heads up, shooting the snake gap, while the 3 is shooting this D side gap. Does that make sense? So you're covering both of those zones, hoping to capitalize on getting a kill off the break, maybe even 2 kills off the break, while your other 3 guys get to their positions, because this is a long haul. For most guys, I would want to be just getting into my bunker to survive. Now, some of you guys that are good at getting out wide and staying alive and shooting, by all means, do it. But I think this is the most minimal gunfighting I would do on the breakout to try to get a couple kills. So let's look at that again from another angle here. So first attacker here, second first attacker on the D side over there, second right there, second right there, and then our third right here. So as this one is moving up, once they kind of cross this line right here, then they can shoot that gap. The whole time they're coming out here and then moving up to their bunker, maybe even shooting on the outside of this. Maybe even shoot them on the outside of that bunker. And that's a wrap on this episode of The Breakdown. Guys, I can't wait to see y'all next weekend. This has been the longest offseason I think we've ever had. It feels like it anyways. If you guys are at this event, Saturday or Sunday, make sure you come say hi. Me and Mark will be up in the booth all weekend, bringing you the best commentary in divisional paintball. Can't wait to hear from you guys. And until then, make sure you guys like and subscribe, whatever channel you're on. And other than that, good luck in this tournament. We'll see you guys here this week.